Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Siti Azizah and I'm from class 10G Senior High School 6 Bekasi City. And today I will bring you a narrative text entitled The Legend of BATAVIA. Let's check it out. Old BATAVIA, the jewel of Asia. In its heydays, in the 16th century, BATAVIA was known as the Queen of the East and the Jewel of Asia. Its Sunda Kelapa harbor was abuzz with merchant vessels from Europe, China, India, and from throughout the Indonesian archipelago, loading in and sailing away with precious nutmegs, pepper, tea, coffee, ceramics, cloths, and other exotic products of the time. The warehouses were stocked with spice, tin, and copper. The successful trade in BATAVIA filled the cupboards of the Netherlands treasury. Center of the VOC, Dutch East India Company's administration, was the Stadhouse with its white front plaza, around which were the Court of Justice, bank, and other important buildings. Later, the city expanded to the west bank of the Ciliwung River, where the Dutch built a fortress, a city wall, and canals. Outside, which was Chinatown and the homes of the indigenous people. This entire area, covering 1.3 square kilometers, is today called the Old BATAVIA, present-day part of North and West Jakarta. Before this, in 1526, Prince Fathahillah of Banten invited to the harbor of Sunda Kelapa of the West Javanese Kingdom of Pajajaran. On the 22nd June 1527, he renamed the town Jayakarta, meaning Victorious City. Until today, Jakarta bases in founding on this day. In 1619, however, Dutch governor Jan Pieter Johnson destroyed the town, upon which he built the new town of BATAVIA, naming it to the ancestor of the Dutch, the Batavian. Today, many of the original buildings are still intact. The government has designated the Old BATAVIA as conservation area, and plans are afoot to revive the entire neighborhood in the tourist destination. Today, the Sunda Kelapa Harbor is an inter-island harbor where one can mostly find Bugis species corners at anchor. Nearly are the old warehouses, which are now converted into a maritime museum. This museum houses models of old Dutch ships and the many types of boats used in the archipelago. Center of the Old BATAVIA is the former municipal buildings or Stadhuis, which is now a museum depicting Jakarta's long history called Museum Fathahillah, while the square is called the Fathahillah Square. The Fathahillah Museum is built in classical Baroque architecture, consisting of a main building with two wings on its ends and with complementary buildings used as an office, a courtroom, and an underground prison. These frightening prison cells contain heavy iron balls used to shackle prisoners and slaves. Around the square are the Fine Art and Ceramics Museum. One time, Court of Justice, which houses splendid paintings of the romantic maestro Raden Saleh, an expressionist Afandi. There is also a collection of ceramics from many parts of Asia. There is also the Wayang Museum, the Bank Indonesia and Bank Mandiri Museum housing artifacts related to the banking world. In the vicinity are the Sion Protestant Church built in 1695 and still in use until today, the Pasar Ikan or fish market, the Kota Intan drawbridge, a remainder of canals and bridge in Holland, and the Old Jakarta Kota Station, also still operational today. The Cafe BATAVIA has been restored and now offers authentic Dutch cuisine, pastries, coffee and tea, in relaxing retro atmosphere with high ceilings, large windows, ceiling fans, and wooden beams. Get there in Old Batavia, the Fatahillah Museum is still a favorite site for cultural lovers, photographers, local tourists, and international tourists. And is open from Thursday throughout Sunday, from 9 o'clock to 16 o'clock West Indonesia time. The museum is closed every Monday and public holidays. Old Batavia is easy to reach via the toll road to Tanjung Priok Harbor or the old road via Gunung Sahari Patsmenge 2. But this road is usually congested. Take a taxi or car. Once at the Fatahillah Square, there are old-fashioned bike for rent to cycle around and see the many attractions in this area.